I didn't see that for sure. Wow, let's go. All right, man. Yeah, I didn't see that. I didn't see that idea. Let's go. Let's go. This should be a nice. This is a nice opening for us, though. Oh, we usually like this opening. I think this is fine for us. But I don't usually play with like 95 f4. Should we play like that? Just too weakening though. There's this point. This will probably be the last game. We'll see. We reach our peak of 2290, but then we lost a couple games, you know. It happens. That is what it is. Can't win them all, you know. So that's all right. Rook FC1. I don't know if I want to create a battery though. It's a very locked position. Okay. I was thinking maybe C1, but I think B1, and we're gonna go for some ideas. Oh, here now. I'll allow that knight there. Okay, we go here. There's this. We'll go here. Okay. Well, he'll offer that. Let's go. Nice. Okay, capture buck with what? Rook? Just stick with the rook, huh? Yeah, I'll just stick with the rook battery. What does that do? Let's create a battery first. I was thinking queen f5, but then just rook e6. Big problem. Mm-hmm. Now we're creating play. Now we are creating play, guys. We're going for weaknesses now. A7. Let's go there. Just need to be careful. I think my opponent's trying to create a mating net idea. Which can be brutal. Can I just capture here? Oh, I just walked the king. Okay. Okay, I'll go here. Actually, this is fine for us. Let's go. Oh, let's go. All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the review for the game that we just played against our opponent, Charlotte. Again, I mean, he's the opponent that closed his account, became inactive, but this is the second time we faced them. And you see, after d4, we go for a Queen's Gambit, decline, triangle defense. I remember my opponent, after something like this, I think I went with bishop f4 or something, and my opponent did like the capture or whatever, I don't remember, but we had to stop it with like a4 in that previous game. But here we're just going for the trades. Bishop f4, trades, knight there, pawn e3, bishop there. We just go for the trace of bishops. Although I like to go for this bishop trades. Despite having the light square bishop, you know, we have your pawns in the dark squares and you have your light square bishop, which is very great. But in this position, I just like to just trade those bishops out and just go with a bishopless game. After this moves, we go for these ideas. Knight there, so it prevents the knight from coming here. We just capture with everything. Knight there, pawn b3, preventing the knight from being pushed or just getting a better square. And now we go for these ideas. The knight goes back, my knight goes to a4, and then knight goes here. And I just go for knight c5, looking for nice squares. If this gets pushed, now the pawn cannot go back, so my knight retreats, and I can try to target this c6 weakness. So knight there, I take with the knight. And here I just go with rook c1. Actually, I don't know if we're seeing the lines. let's for the second time I forgot to open these lines again. Let's just try to breeze through these lines. And if you have any questions regarding the moves and things like that, you can post them in the comment section below. And if you found some better moves or moves that you think that are better, you know, as a human approach, put it in the comment section below. You know, it'd be nice to learn about your thoughts and things like that too. Okay, so we're getting closer here. After rook fb1, the knight goes back and allows my knight to go in. And again, as I mentioned, I'm gaining those nice squares, takes. And here, I can obviously capture, but I thought if I capture, queen capture, rook takes, it's kind of hard to play for some sort of advantage. You know, it's very drawish. So I just went like this. And after queen there, I just moved my a rook up. We need to be careful because if we miss this, then this is trouble because queen takes and then we're infiltrating here, right? So after something like this, you have a check and stuff, you know, and then maybe like, let's say, oh, here you can even take like this. Woo! Attack the queen. It can be a disaster. So we need to be careful with these moves. So I just defended with the rook, and at the same time I can just create a battery. So if my opponent doesn't do anything, I can just bring the battery here and we should be good to go. So takes. I took with the rook. I didn't want to really open with the pawn, although it's probably alright. But if I would have captured with this pawn, I thought that maybe the rook comes here anyways. And now I cannot bring my queen. So I don't know, I just like this. The nice thing about capturing with the rook is that they can never go with something like this. I can just capture this pawn. So they cannot push this pawn forward, right? I just capture this pawn. So that was my idea of having the rook there, just fixating, you know, just fixating the pawns there. After pawn there, just create the battery, go for the plans. And now we go for this. And the idea is that now we can go for this push on b4. My opponent captures, and the top engine move is to capture with the pawn, although I capture with the queen. But after, let's see, let's review it. So if we capture with the pawn, now we have our plan of going b5. And again, they can never do this because you just capture a pawn for free, you know? So now we can go for this idea of pushing b5, right? So let's say they don't do anything, we go here. They don't do anything, we capture, takes, and we take everything. So we're just up a pawn here. So that's the whole point of capturing with the pawn. I capture with the queen because in my head I thought it's alright, but I'm also looking at some weaknesses, right? If they ever push this pawn, still I'll capture here. But now I'm targeting here and I can even bring my rook here and try to target two pawns. Queen defense, and I go with rook cb2. And my opponent goes with rook a7. And here, the move, just capturing the pawn on c6. Because on here my opponent captures, and I just take the queen, take, and we're up a pawn, and I just brought my rook to. It says rook b6 is the best move. Because if your opponent captures here, you just capture this pawn, and this is a weakness. But I like to take care of this pawn because it's a passed pawn, right? All the way to the other side of the board from the opponent's king. So after something like this, I just start pushing my pawns forward, bring my king. It says g3. I was thinking about that. I was thinking about this to bring my king this way. But I said, you know what? I'll just start moving this way. Here. And I go for this break. Maybe not the best, but I like the approach to have some air with my king and be able to give some checks. And I'm keeping this pawn very far away from my opponent's king. And if anything, I can always just go with something like this too. So, rook there. Trade? No. And now I attack the pawn on c6, try to give a check. Let's see. Oh, whoa, I missed this move. I missed the move. Top engine move and you're winning the game. Wow. The best move is just rook takes. Wow, I missed it. Because now takes and you just fork him. Oh, man. Takes, and then you go here. And that's it. That's it. That's winning. If your opponent goes there, if he ever gets close, you start pushing the pawn forward. Wow. I missed a simple tactic. No. It's all good. Oh man, why did I miss that? Holy. Here, I just capture here to get rid of my pawn on the other side. That's fine. And we just have to play a nice endgame here. I like this in-between check because it makes the king push, like it be pushed away from everything. Now I can just bring my king this way. There. I played that around a little bit there. And after this, I just started going to f2 because my goal is to go to h2 and just pick up the h4 pawn. How it just happened in the game here. And then after I capture, my opponent just resigned. Not much time on the clock, and my next moves will be like rook g4 or something, and then start pushing these pawns forward. And my opponent has to trade this pawn, and it's just 2-0 regarding to pawns. So that was a nice game. We got the win, 2282 new rating. But again, as I mentioned in one of the previous videos, one of my opponents cheated. The game that I was very suspicious about, they went against the opponent 2160 something rating. So I got 11 points back that I lost to that opponent. So my current rating is 2293, which is my peak rating right now. It's crazy. So we're very close to the goal of 2300. We'll see if we can get it in the next games or the next game, right? And yeah, I hope you are liking the series so far, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.